That being said, there was a whole bunch of controversy, even the hashtag not my Ariel being shown. These are my honest thoughts. Why is there such a big problem? It shouldn't be. And she went on to say it should be more about the feeling that you get from the character, not necessarily their appearance, which is true. I don't understand why there's so much race baiting going on. Everybody wants to be a social media warrior for no apparent reason. I feel like it's a lot of hodgepodge, disgusting crap that's going on. Even a picture I saw of, some moron who decided I'm going to draw the mermaid instead of sitting on a rock, sitting on some watermelon with buck teeth.
Stop playing.
Going that that photo went viral. Yeah, people are very wild.
People are real wild.
People are savages when they're behind a screen. They will never be savages to your face. Understand that. So
you got some that really will spit in your face.
Yeah, that's true. They'll try it.
It's out there.
Yeah, it's out there, man. I just think it's disgraceful. I just think it's totally, utterly wrong. Like, if she does well, it's awesome. If there was if the Little Mermaid was any other race, I don't see a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? If the Little Mermaid was white, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I don't understand why it's this big deal, this race baiting, this back and forth over something as dumb as who was picked to be the Little Mermaid. If you are not happy with the fact she's a Little Mermaid, you still have the cartoon to watch. That's still in rotation. It's still streaming. There shouldn't be a problem with it. So when I see stuff like this going on and stuff like this happening, it just makes me kind of look at people in a very stupid manner. What's your thoughts on it, Jeff?
The real cold hard truth about the whole situation is we live in a very race-based world. And I think it's disgusting because nobody, is born with a racist tendon in their body. You're taught that. You're taught that through social media in this day and age, and you're taught that, via where you grow up. If you grow up in the suburbs, a black guy walking through there with a bandana and his pants below his waist is about to rob you, and your suspicion. If you walk through the hood, you see that, they could be your best fucking friends and they could be real good people. Not saying they are, not saying they're not, because I don't know everybody and I don't really care. But the problem with everything is it's race this, race that. You cannot get over racism unless you unite. To me personally, I don't like the fact that they've changed the art style or any of it. Well, I don't even know, what are they doing, a live action movie?
They're doing a live action movie of The Little Mermaid, and Ariel's going to be played by Hallie Bailey.
Hallie Bailey?
Yeah.
I personally, I have an image of Ariel growing up. Red hair, white girl. She's a mermaid. She's a mythical creature. And I think it states back to like the 1800s of the real story. The real story was pretty sadistic. But my problem with the whole makeover is, why change a character that everyone's grown up to know? Why not just make a new one? Why not use Ariel to introduce a new character? Are we that borderline, what would you call writer's block or a creative block? Are we that uncreative now that we cannot recreate or create new characters, that we got to keep recreating and bringing things back? I feel go ahead.
From a business standpoint, it is much easier for me to recycle something that I know makes money than to try to come up with a new idea and risk losing my job, because I don't know if the idea is going to be successful enough to carry through. That's what some of the major studios are thinking.
Some of the greatest things in the world have been off of risks.
I agree.
Everything. Somebody took a risk on making Ariel, Little Mermaid. Somebody took a risk on making Pocahontas. Think about when they made Pocahontas.
Facts.
Think about that. Straight up. Somebody took a risk making that. And I don't think there's a problem with it. I didn't go, oh, look at the little Indian bitch. I love fucking Pocahontas growing up. And you know what I seen? I seen this cool ass Indian chick dating this weird ass white dude and running around with animals and shit. I didn't see race. And I feel like this whole fucking thing is being destroyed because of race. Race this, race that. I personally do want my redheaded Ariel. You know, my redheaded white girl Ariel. I personally do want that. You know, if you're going to create a new mermaid to add to the story, which I think would be great, I think there would be a breath of fresh air. And I do feel like they do need to bring in some, you know, more African, you know, characters. 100%. But why take... So what are we going to do next? Cinderella? Then I bet you they won't touch that.
Oh, we've been there, done that.
Yeah,
Brandy was Cinderella.
And look what happened. Everybody was, oh, she's a slave and blah, blah, blah.
No. Nobody was... Here's the thing people are forgetting. When Brandy was Cinderella, I didn't hear too much complaining about it.
You didn't, because there wasn't a lot of social media. Now it's everybody takes to social media like they own something. Like somebody owes them something. And it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's just one of those situations where can we actually it's sad because now on social media we can't even sit back and enjoy what is happening. We can't even sit back and take in. We got to hear extreme criticism, either extreme praise off the bat or extreme criticism. And God forbid if you don't like something, because you're going to get canned too. And then you have the ignorant people that are chiming in that don't know any better, that won't even sit there and give this the time of day, that are just being ignorant and putting stuff out there that don't need to be put out there. It's one of those things where can you just sit back and see what happens? And if you don't like it, come up with a new idea. Or if you don't like the ideas that Hollywood is doing, if you don't like the recycled stuff that Disney's doing, live actions of some of the classics, I mean, they just had the Mulan trailer come out. If I'm not mistaken.
For live action?
Yeah, they got a live action Mulan trailer out, and it looks decent.
Hold on. Another character who somebody took a risk on.
Right. So it's going to get to a point where it's like, are we going to get outraged over every little pop culture thing because it doesn't go with what the original was? Like, it's preposterous, it's stupid, it shouldn't be that way, but a lot of people are going to do it. So I don't understand what's the big deal, why that is even an issue. It should be something that should be discussed.
I'm going to tell you what the number one problem of this whole film is. Us paying to see the same fucking thing again. That's my problem with it. Another live action. That was my problem with it. Shot for shot. It just looked crisper. I mean, come on. Why am I going to see this movie in theaters that I've already seen? You know, that's my problem with this movie. Oh, you're making a live action movie. Great. And it's going to be shot for shot. Same story. If you're going to do this, add elements to it. This is where I'm coming from when I'm saying if you take this new African American, or maybe she's Nigerian, or maybe she's African, or hell, maybe she's fucking Brazilian. Who knows? This character... And you know, personally, I think Brazilians will make the best mermaids. That's just flat out. That's my opinion. But take this character and add a new element. You know, shake up Little Mermaid. You know, don't give us, oh, we're going to give you the same movie, but we're just going to change Ariel to a black chick. Why don't you shake it up? Add a new character. Maybe this can be Ariel's new friend, who somehow is pledged into this story, because if you remember the original story, which I don't know if a lot of people do, Ariel's sisters and I think her sisters and her friends were bald because they offered their hair to the witch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, there's so many different elements that you can do. You don't have to resample this and go, oh, well, I want to make the public happy, you know, and give an African American a role. You don't have to do that. Why not add to the story, create a new character, and by God, if you make money off the new marketing scheme plus the original marketing scheme, oh my God, you know, like, I just don't get the world we live in. Instead of us uniting, this could be a good message for the kids. You know, white Ariel, black, whatever you want to call her, uniting. It could be a great message, but no. What do they want to do? They want to tear us. Disney's literally tearing people apart right now for that reason. You got people on one hand, oh, we're being disrespected. And like, let's be honest, there is a lot of like white people that are outraged by this, but there's a lot of other like African Americans that are like, yeah, we got a character, do something about it, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's a lot of antagonization here. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different elements to this social media wavelength. Nobody is in the right here. The people that are in the right, they want to see this for what it really is. And that's it.